Hello everyone, welcome to the Project Veritas headquarters in the infamous Wall of Shame, where the journalists' reputations go to die. Actually, they were dead before they even got here. This retraction is number 332. It goes to one Sarah K. Burris of Raw Story. Cue the Retracto theme song. Retracto, the correction alpaca. Retracto, he's coming at you. In this article for Raw Story, Sarah Burris writes, quote, O'Keefe has attempted to spread multiple lies about progressive groups with selectively edited videos. His latest conspiracy has been that Antifa was behind the attack on the Capitol, not Trump supporters. This is outrageous. This is patently false, completely made up, pretty much a conspiracy theory in and of itself. So Raw Story just deleted the entire paragraph. I don't think this has ever happened before in Retracto history. They just deleted the entire paragraph. Let's see how this happened. Raw Story prints this article, February the 11th, talking about our suspension from Twitter, making stuff up. Our attorney, Jared, writes an email to the publication Corrections at Raw Story to one Roxanne Cooper, who is the publisher of Raw Story. In that email, Jared writes, neither Mr. O'Keefe nor Project Veritas has ever asserted or claimed that Antifa was behind any such attack. You have no proof of this. Please show us the proof. Roxanne Cooper responds. And in that email, Roxanne writes, hi, Jared. I guess there's a Bloomberg report we hyperlink to that says this. Now get this. Roxanne, at the Raw Story, referenced a Bloomberg article which itself had received a retracto. And in that Bloomberg article, he references one William Turton. Remember him?
I'm asking you to comment on the comments that you made on it.
Rodriguez was arrested for buying votes. And you report that it's, quote, unsubstantiated. You just make up. You've already made like infinity corrections. You might as well just add one. William Turton was forced to update his article. And William Turton, in that now corrected Bloomberg article, writes a paragraph that reads, quote, sent a tweet to his more than 1 million followers implying that the left-wing group Antifa was actually behind the intrusion. Again, that's a characterization of something that I tweeted. Raw Story is characterizing the characterization. My tweet on January 7th read, quote, well, if the New York Times is saying there's no evidence, it must be settled then. Who knows? They report no evidence when they don't want evidence. They report there's evidence when there isn't. We have to transcend the New York Times and transcend the mainstream media. There is no option. That was my statement. Is there anything in that statement that says anything at all, about the fact that Antifa was behind the attack on the Capitol? Did I use those words? Did I say Antifa was behind the attack in that original tweet? I was responding to the New York Times reporting about Antifa. I was asking questions. Somehow, this tweet, which was characterized by Bloomberg News as a, quote, implication that the left-wing group Antifa was actually behind the intrusion, was then hyperlinked by Raw Story, who wrote, quote, his latest conspiracy has been that Antifa was behind the attack. This is the anatomy of a lie. This is like that Penrose stairs paradox, where you're going from one to the other, you know, using the guy who retracted part of his article, but now they have to delete this part of the paragraph because they mischaracterized their mischaracterization of my original tweet. I mean, this is utter propaganda. This is what they do, and this is how they do it. To quote the late Polish anti-communist dissident Leopold Tiermond wrote, quote, an old totalitarian gimmick, polished to perfection by both communism and Nazism, has been applied efficiently. A lie, frequently enough repeated, doesn't turn into the truth, but it survives, and after a while, no one is really capable of telling the true from the untrue. Being free, the American press has put this trick to a more sophisticated use than the totalitarians ever did. Instead of obtusely repeating the same lie, the press produces endless versions of it, in which a meretricious slide projector automatically supplants the previous one. Sound familiar? They go from, ding, this tweet, nothing about Antifa doing anything, I asked the New York Times questions, to, ding, this Bloomberg characterization of that tweet, to, ding, some idiot reporter at Raw Story characterizing a characterization of my original tweet. And by the way, Raw Story just deleted the whole thing. We should sue these people. They are destroying our republic. Their pernicious effect on dialogue is far greater than any mistake Project Veritas has ever made, and they make hundreds of mistakes. And they get away with it because no one has the will, the balls, or the resources to hold them accountable until now. Our general counsel and our team of lawyers are relentless, indefatigable, persistent, resilient. We don't give up. We don't stop. We show no mercy for those who defame, for those who have a reckless disregard for the truth. Jared is doing this email exchange with Roxanne Cooper, who is the publisher of Raw Story, and this is what Roxanne says. References the Bloomberg report, and then says, did that not happen? Did that not happen? So our attorney responds back to Roxanne after what I've just described and says, oh, wonderful. I guess you informed your readers you were repeating hearsay. Oh, wait, that didn't happen. You made an affirmative statement. You didn't even say it was reported. Beyond that, I would imagine such illustrious journalists such as Ms. Burris have done their due diligence to determine, in fact, what she was about to report as fact. I would love to see even one instance of Project Veritas and or O'Keefe claiming Antifa was behind the Capitol intrusion. The utter lack of evidence for your reporter's claim. She didn't even do it correctly. Quote, implying that Antifa was actually behind the Capitol. Quote, latest conspiracy has been. The two are not the same. And after Jared, our attorney, sent this email at 4:36 Eastern Standard Time, they retracted the entire paragraph. Let me ask you a question, Ms. Sarah Burris and Roxanne Cooper. What if we hadn't had our attorney send you that email? Would you have done the right thing on your own, or would you have let this lie stand? You retracted the entire paragraph only after we held you accountable. So why do you attack us? You should be thanking us, but not for Project Veritas. This lie would have still been on the internet forever. So we're actually doing a service both to you and to the public. You should be thanking us. We have grounds for a lawsuit, and you know what? We've already started drafting it. That's right. We sat here while you were deleting your paragraph drafting a lawsuit. We haven't lost a lawsuit. We're suing the New York Times right now. We're going to get past motion to dismiss. And then what happens is we get into depositions, we get into discovery, we get into interrogatories. That's right. We open up your reporter's notebooks. You can't intentionally mislead people. The law doesn't allow that. You pay us and you apologize. That's how it works. All of this could be avoided. All of it. If you just stuck to the facts, if you just, did your jobs. But instead, now you get this, and you also get this. That's what you get. The psychologists have a term for it. It's called projection. You project onto Project Veritas what you do. You're the disinformation person, and now we have proof. We're going to take you to court. That's what's going to happen. You don't like me? Maybe you like to say this stuff under oath. That's what happened to the New York Times. We got the reporter under oath, and she changed her story. That's what's going to happen. Go ahead and perjure yourself. See how that works out for you. Go ahead and tell it to a federal judge under oath why you did this. Was it incompetence? Was it ignorance? Was it not malice? Prove it. All of this could be avoided if you just stuck to the facts. And I'm glad that Twitter suspended us and you guys just lost control of your emotions, because there's going to be like 90 retracto videos in the next few weeks as a result of what you do. Stay tuned.